You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Hey,
Yandy Smith.
Yandy!
Hey, Yandy.
What's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored.
That's a beautiful thing.
We only see you loving hip-hop time, so loving hip-hop is back.
You're not tired of loving hip-hop yet?
No, it doesn't have to be loving. You guys
That's
can
when you
invite
come
me
up.
anytime.
She was supposed to be here earlier, and it turned out you were like in another continent.
Loving hip-hop
Yeah,
wasn't
I
on,
was in
that's why, so
China.
she
No,
didn't come.
I was in
Yandy
China.
got a lot of other stuff going on, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you could come more.
Yes, please invite me more. I got lots to talk about.
You not tired of loving hip-hop yet, though?
You want the truth?
Yes.
Sometimes I am.
Yeah.
To the mic, to the
I'm
mic.
tired today.
I'm tired today.
I'm tired today. I am.
Oh, you had to shoot a scene early this morning or something?
Last night, day before that, yeah.
Very draining.
Draining.
Yeah.
So
Plays
what's
with
the
my
Yandy?
emotions, my anxiety.
Yeah.
No,
What's
all
the
of that.
Yandy story now?
Now,
on
listen,
Loving
I'm going to
Hip-Hop?
tell you right now. What is up with you and Kim Bella? I feel like
Oh
they're
my goodness.
pushing that storyline.
Yeah,
But
what is the
And
story?
you know what? I hate that.
because that's what I
Because
see.
that's my sister. And
She don't act like it.
Right. And that's my issue. I hate that, when the cameras cut on, sometimes, especially with me, I got beef I never knew I had. People I don't even know, they don't like me for the and for me, it's just not that worth it's not worth it for me. I don't want to come on TV when I got so much other stuff to talk about a beef that I really don't have.
You have beef with her? What happened? Why were y'all screaming at each other? What's the problem?
That's the issue. And it's funny because I sit there and I look and I'm like, we family. This is beyond TV. So I'm not gonna allow myself to disrespect you, your children, your mother, your man, because you my sister. So when cameras get on certain people, when you're, sometimes, and I'm not saying this just for Kim, but sometimes your economic status matters with how far you'll go. Sometimes your need to be famous
That's true.
will determine how far you'll go. And then sometimes when you see, my money might be a little different. Maybe I might have to do some strange things for some change. You get acting crazy. I never really had to be in that position. So when you come to me with the, I'm like.
So what was it about, though?
Almost over.
What was the, but like, what happened? Why was she mad and upset?
it had to do with Juelz, right?
No.
This time she was mad that you went to talk to him. And
So the true story is, which of course this is not the true story behind it is I work with Juelz, back
remember.
then.
you tried to book him up here a couple of times.
Yes, tried to book him everywhere all the time. And
He never shows up.
yes, he does.
He never showed up here.
You never came up here.
You guys are a hard crowd. You guys, especially you tough.
He never showed up.
You never came up here.
Okay, I'm going back.
We're back.
But
He was working with Juelz.
it's there was a lot of interference in my business and the person was overlapping when he's my family, one of my man's best friends, and then also someone that I'm managing. She's my family, and the worlds kept intertwining. So on the show in the past couple of years, you've seen us go head to head about different things when it has to do with him, and I just got tired. I just got tired of constantly feeling like my helping is hurting me. It felt like it was almost some mental abuse that time when I'm caught in the middle of these situations between the two with no cameras running. And I just got tired. And I just decided that I wanted a break.
How do you handle falling out with a close friend and then
It's like a break. It's like a bad breakup. It hurts.
But you do it in real life months
do
ago
it in real
probably.
life.
And then when the cameras
But
start
see,
back,
that's
you
the
got to
thing.
replay
No,
it
but
all
that's
over
the
again.
thing. In real life, it was like an amicable, you know what, sis? I need a break. And I don't want to do this back and forth. I don't want to argue. Let me just I just want a break. And that's what it was. It was just like I just needed a break. I took a break. I took a quick little break from Juelz, but then I had to get back to work. So we made up quick because it was money to be had. But with her, I felt like I love you too much to argue about where Juelz is, what he's doing. I don't want to do that anymore. So I just said, let me just take a break. It was going to be like a fast. Like I just want to take a break for a little while. And then I extended an olive branch for her birthday to say, sis, I love you. Happy birthday. I miss you. You always hold a special in my heart. And she went crazy online.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that when I say that broke me to my, I was like, we don't do internet. I don't do.
What you mean she went crazy?
Like, you haven't called me.
She said you were like fake.
She was like, but that's the thing.
Oh, you wished her happy birthday online.
I wished her happy birthday
Online or through your phone?
because this is what we do. No, on Instagram.
social
That's
media.
what we do. You know, your close friends used to have. And I'm like, I know we haven't spoken, but even if I speak to you every day, if I don't, you're always gonna be one of my best friends. I love you to death. Something like that. I don't know what I said verbatim. And you haven't called. You could have sent me this. Don't be fake for the world to make the world think we friends. I'm like, first of all, the world don't care. We ain't Oprah and Stedman. The world don't care that much if we friends or not. But I felt like we don't do this online. We bigger than this. You my sister. So that's when I was like, oh, I'm good. And
that's a difficult situation to be in, though, because you're friends with her, you work with him.
It's hard.
And then how do you...
And it's been that way for 10 years. And anytime her and I have ever had an issue, it's been the root that.
Right.
You know, and it's hard. You know, it's hard when you have someone that is involved and wants to know everything that's going on. And then you have somebody that's on the other side that just wants to work. You know, if I'm in the studio and it happens to be a girl there, so what? He's not interested, but if I'm posting and it looks crazy, I don't want to get a call that somebody going, and I'm just like,
oh, like, who is that? Who in the studio with y'all?
Whatever.
That's girl code, though, right? You should do that because if that was.
But it's business as well.
Not a
Gotcha,
business.
gotcha,
Not a
gotcha.
business.
So
Not
as a
a business.
manager, you're
as
working,
a manager
it's
and
not
somebody,
cold for
and
her
this is something that I learned early on in management, that I don't want to get close to girlfriends, wives, because if you call my phone, he's not picking up his phone in the hotel room, and I'm like, well,
I don't know where he is.
I don't know where he
yeah.
is. You know, I'm here to work. After certain hours, I'm in my room, he's in his room. No, I'm not knocking on his doors. Don't ask me to knock on his door. I'm not doing all that.
This is a good debate.
Yeah.
What comes first, business or girl code?
And that's exactly where I felt like, you know what?
Depends what came first. If she's the manager first, then it's the manager.
But that is what came first. But that's not how I felt. I started to really feel like, nah, this is my sister. If she's mad, I'm mad with her, and we might be working, and I'm like, nah, she's hurt. What's happening? And it started to, even with my business with him, it just started to interfere. He'd be like, yo, Yandy, I'm not talking about that. We're here to do work. And I'm like, wait, I'm getting flipped on by him.
Yeah, that's a bad
getting
situation.
flipped on by her.
I feel him though. Like you do your job. You my manager.
And that's what I
pay you
heard.
for.
And that's what I heard. And I was like, you know what? And then when it got irate between me and him, and I heard one or two curse words, I don't do that well. I was like, oh, no, you're not going to talk to me like I'm some chopped liver on the side of the road. It's not going to happen.
So what about when Juelz is battling drugs? And if you're a manager and you be like, yo, Juelz, you need to slow down on the drug use. He can't. If he tells you mind your business.
Yeah, where were you during that part? Because that affects the business.
What if he tells you mind your business for that?
He's never told me mind my business for that. And like I said, that's my family. We've had many family situations, me, him, Kim, his mom, dealing with different things. And because I stick to the sister code, the loyalty code, if that's not something he's spoken about yet, I'm not going to speak about it. I don't really know on the show how far he's gone in the conversation. So
He admitted he had a problem. He did say that.
Yeah,
I think it was lean or something. He said
They were
he
in
was on.
therapy, and he did talk about being addicted to drugs.
Oh, see, I
haven't.
haven't seen that. So I wasn't going to sit up here and talk about things that he hasn't shared yet. But
You and Mona don't watch the edits together no more? Oh, this is getting good. Let's finish Juelz and go to Mona.
No.
But so you talked to Juelz and you told him, yo, chill out with the drugs.
We've all had conversations, like when you're trying to be productive and I want you to get in the studio, I want you to win, I want you to work, and you just, somewhere else, it's hard.
What happened? Because, people always assumed and thought Juelz was going to be as big as Lil Wayne.
Because him and Wayne were like
Juelz,
right there.
Let me tell you
At the
something.
right thing,
When I say
the right situation,
that man
he had the
got
right music.
hundreds of records,
But he stopped.
no, he didn't stop. That's the problem.
never put them out.
He never put them out, and I think that it was so much personally going on with him. And when I think that when you are addicted, because I come from a family of addiction, you doubt yourself, but on a different level. You look at everything and you criticize everything, and everything is wrong with everything you do. And I think that that's
Over
where that
10 years though.
But when I tell you, he has records with Wayne. He has a whole album done with
I know,
Wayne.
of course.
He
I
has
can't
records.
feel my face.
I mean, when I tell you records with people, you'll be like, what? Crazy records, crazy. And I would beg him when he was on the show the last time, not last season, the season before that. I'm like, every Monday we putting out a record. I don't care what. Oh, this ain't. I don't care. I don't care if it's mixed. We putting out a record. You putting out a record because you hot and you sitting on hundreds of records. No, but I gotta wait for my album. You don't need an album. You got music and
I ain't
people
gonna lie,
miss
it was a
you.
little late though. It was like Juelz. I remember when I was at Def Jam and they was taking him out. They paid off the Cameron debt, right, or whatever it was. And he had the label behind him. He had the city behind him. It just nothing happened, and I felt like it was one of those New York artists where it's like nothing's ever that good, and never wanted to put himself out, and I felt like he lost it. I felt like he lost his career as a solo artist and could have been next to Wayne.
Juelz is gonna be the comeback king.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
It's just so much personal stuff that gets in the way
Drugs.
of his amazingness. But I'm telling you, those records, when he's on, he's on.
I thought he had some label issues too. Like there were some legal things, with him not wanting to put it out.
Once the Cam and once the Def Jam thing cleared up, he was like a free agent. He did a deal with E1.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Koch back then, and Juelz, man.
Do you think Juelz is wasted talent?
No, I think life is a journey, and I think that his music is gonna evolve, like his personality is evolving. And I think that we gotta go through our journey to be able to talk our story. And this is just something that I feel like he had to go through to really be able. I'm young with a kind of that. All right, that's who you were. But now his story is going. I've heard it. I've heard the music. Mm-hmm. His music is deep. His story is deep, and what he talks about, it makes you really evaluate your life because that's what he's doing.
He sounds good on the Diplomats album.
He sounds amazing.
I like that new Diplomats album.
I mean, he gets busy. He's nice. He's dead nice. Like nobody ever doubted that.
I can't even say he's underrated because people know. People know.
How did you feel when 50 posted the meme about him not having any teeth?
You know what? I came back from China and I was like, what the heck? I thought maybe Juelz said something or it was beef. And I'm like, 50. And we go way back to Violator too. I was like, oh, he's doing the 50 thing.
50 being 50.
50 being 50.
50 gonna do that.
Yeah, I thought it was mean.
So what, did Juelz lose his teeth? What happened with Juelz's teeth?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, let's get to the shits. You hate Mona now. What happened?
I don't hate Mona.
What happened?
You know what? Last time I saw you, you said you weren't going to do another season of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, that was the season. That was the season after all the drama with my family, and I was distraught. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh no, I never have, my life is not filled with drama at all. But then you put a camera on, and like I said about those situations with people would just be willing to make a problem. And I just felt like, yo, this is tearing my family apart. This is keeping kids away from each other. I was like, I'm good. It's just not worth it.
Was that part of you and Mona falling out?
Me and Mona haven't fallen out.
Because you made a face when I said something.
No, you asked me, do me and Mona sit and watch the edits?
Yeah.
I made a face because I wish I could. I wish I could.
She don't let you know?
I'm like, we started this together. Mm-hmm. We were in the rooms. I'm like, Mona, I need your help with this show. Come on. Let's do this. This is a situation that we walked in the door together.
So what happened?
First season, I was on the producing side. And I guess I traded in my producer hat for a talent hat.
Jesus Christ,
it was
Yandy,
a bigger
what were you
check.
thinking?
I was stupid. I was young. And I was stupid. And I didn't have the proper guidance to sit me down and say, don't go for the bigger check. Go for ownership.
Mona supposed to school you to that.
Mona was like, I'll take your part.
So who came up with the concept of Love and Hip Hop?
I heard it was Jim.
Originally we had it, Jim and I came up with the concept. It was called Keeping Up with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. We pitched it to Jim Ackerman. He loved it. I got a development deal over at VH1. We started shooting it, and this was when life started happening with Jim. The stuff happened with Max B, and Stack Bundles got killed. And Jim was like, I don't want these cameras while I'm going to Stack's funeral.
I don't
want these cameras in my face while I'm dealing with my artists. And they were like, okay, we're in a car. We need your mom here. We need Chrissy here. We need this. And he was like, no, I'm not doing
what
this.
I signed up for.
This is not. It's too intrusive. I'm not doing this. And then I was like, oh, Lord, I'm going to lose my deal. Because he just kind of shut down. And I got it then because he was dealing with life.
Right.
And I'm like, Mona, it was one of those dinners, tears in my eyes. I'm like, Mona, these people gave me all this money, and I don't want to lose my deal. My client don't want to do it no more. And I'm like, I need help. And she's like, well, I've been pitching this show about the women in hip-hop to, this particular network. Maybe we can combine. And I was like, listen, if we can keep Jim and his family as the premier family, and we can get, I said, they just feel like it's too intrusive in their life. Maybe it can be some way that,
content.
Yeah. It can be an ensemble cast, but they got to be the main family. Mm-hmm. And she's like, let me see. Let me talk to the other people I have signed up for my show. And
at the time, she had Emily.
Yeah.
She had, who else was on there at the time?
They was totally different. I think we had
Olivia was on there?
Tashira, DMX's wife. This is with Mona's show.
Right.
I don't know if it was Misa, maybe me. She had a bunch of amazing women that were like the pillars in hip hop. Mm-hmm. And then when we came over to VH1, originally she had Emily, Olivia, Samaya, Mashonda. Hope I'm not leaving out anybody. I think that was it. And I'm like, let's go.
You put Chrissy in
and of course, Chrissy Jen, those were my clients. So it was like, yeah. And that was my deal, in essence. So I was like, let's go. And I remember Missy was going on tour, and it was stay here, shoot the show, go on tour with Missy. She was going on tour for like 3 months. And I was like, I'm going to get this check. I need this check. And I was like, with this, we weren't getting our checks until the episode cut. So I was like, let me go get this money with Missy. I know I'm going to still get my producer check over here. So that first season of shooting, I came back the day Chrissy proposed to Jim. That was the day or Jim proposed. Who proposed first?
I don't remember.
I thought she proposed.
She proposed first. I think
she
the day she proposed was the day I came back from on tour with Missy, and I was like, "This is amazing. This is great content. The show is beautiful." I was so happy, and I felt like, but I had no idea what was shot. I had no idea, what the storylines were because I was on tour for 3 months or whatever it was at the time. Came back. I remember the opening day, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, that's great. And I'm looking like, I don't see my name in the credit anywhere. I was like, okay. Oversight, mistake, okay, whatever. So the next season, I still got paid, whatever.
The credit is important, though.
Yeah.
The credit is important.
It was important to me, yeah. Brushed it off, moved on next season. And I realized, I felt like, I think Mona and myself collectively felt like we wanted to show, the show was great, but we also wanted to show a woman that wasn't attached to necessarily a man in hip hop, that was also successful doing her thing, that kind of came up through,
but
whatever.
Still related
to what was going on. And we're thinking like, oh, this person would be great. Angela Yee would be great. That person would be great. And Mona looks at me like, I think you would be great. I'm like, hell no, Mona. I was like, I don't dress right. I barely do my hair. I don't wear makeup. I don't get my nails done. And I was like, I'm just normal.
She's
I'm
like,
regular.
we'll do it for you on the show. I forgot. Mona did hit me up and try to get me to do.
Yeah.
So what else? 'Cause I want to get to the part where Mona finessed you out of the production credit.
No, I don't think she finessed me.
She definitely finessed you.
No, this was us both learning. This was Mona's first. Well, actually, no. She had a show with Missy called The Road to Stardom.
I'm just saying, if that's your friend and you came to her with an idea, and then as things evolve and grow, she's supposed to school you to the other side of the game. Like, she's not supposed to let you get X'd out of production credits. I don't think so anyway. You don't think so either.
Business happens, and
it shouldn't. Not in that space.
Yeah, that's a little. If the story is true and that's your idea, it's a little. If that's your friend, I
we merged ideas, yeah. Because my idea was Keeping Up with the Joneses. That's what Jim and I came up with, and that's where our story was.
Maybe she felt like because you weren't there when they were shooting, because you were on tour.
So what?
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to come up with.
Listen.
What happened?
So what's your relationship now?
Mona will always be, to me, someone that guided me in this business. I came green. I was 20 years old, and I was her assistant. I was cleaning her office and answering her assistant's phone. Shortly thereafter, I became her assistant. Then I became a manager. Then I was touring the world. I was on tour with Missy, Beyonce, all these amazing things I was able to do. And, work with Busta, work with 50, work with LL. So those things meant a lot.
What about
for my
now,
growth.
though? Do y'all follow each other on social media?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, Mona is
Does she
family.
like your post?
Yes.
When the last time she left a comment?
Oh, my gosh.
Did you send a happy Thanksgiving?
We just did a huge turkey drive together.
There
We were able to feed over 1,000 families, not just turkey, but we fed them fresh organic vegetables from a farm and turkeys, and we raised a bunch of money together.
But if you have another idea, Mona will be there for you to help you get your project through.
You trust her?
Yeah, I do, and I go to Mona.
You probably also know a lot more about business
and that's the thing.
Now. That's really
I feel like her and I both. I don't blame Mona for that at all because I had a lawyer.
Right.
They
should have handled that.
My lawyer should have did that. I had an attorney, just like she had an attorney, but she had an agent as well, and her agent knew what to fight for her.
Yes.
I asked for my lawyer, my music lawyer that I had, asked for an executive producer credit. VH1 said no.
Well, see, you had a music lawyer
I had a music
handling
attorney.
TV stuff. That's not going to
handling
work.
TV. Dumb. I was young. I was 25.
Right.
Dumb.
True.
And now you've gotten so much experience, so now you know how to make it happen. And you've been very successful producing and
you
doing
might only
things
have
yourself.
one hit, and I'm not saying that foully.
I don't. I have several more coming.
But you know what it is? It's like
yeah.
I don't want to like that one hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Love and Hip Hop is the gift that keeps on giving. Like it's gonna go forever and ever and ever. Not to say that
I ain't gonna say all that.
it is. How long has it been on?
And
air?
you should never feel like
season 9.
Great.
And I'm sure Yandy does not feel like she isn't going to create other things. We did Icon of the Islands.
We did. We had a great show, and I'm a producer on that show.
I get what Envy saying. Like y'all can sit here and talk all that talk.
No, but
Yeah, but you
Like-
can't
like
cry over
ice, baby.
spilled
You
milk.
know, ice.
I
Like,
don't feel
it's
like
over.
that at all. Because you know what? I feel like the original goal and the original thought of the show for me has changed.
in the club will always ring
And I'm
off.
okay. I'm okay with not being that attached.
Okay.
Because even now, if you look at my bio, it says nothing about love and hip hop in my bio on my Instagram or wherever else. Because there's so many things that, you know, I walk into these rooms, I walk into these colleges, and when they read my bio, that's not even a part of my bio.
Right.
You know, it's because there's so much negative stigma that comes with this show.
Right.
And I hate that because that's not what it was created for. It was created to show these strong, amazing pillars that are women that are standing behind these hip hop stars, helping them be great.
The Love and Hip Hop turned trashy.
I
But-
think it's gotten
but
better the
this
past
season
couple
looks
days.
like
starting to
it's
get
better.
back. It's starting to get
Yeah,
better. But it turned
yeah,
trashy.
like it's
It turned into a fight fest. It turned into
Yeah,
disrespectful. It turned into a lot of people that weren't really connected to hip hop and just ended.
So why are you on there arguing?
Yeah. Who's arguing? You don't see me
Yeah, I
argue.
know, but one-sided arguments.
A lot of times it's one side. I be sitting there like this, and they always say, why you got the dumb face like you? Because I'm not going to sit here, curse you out,
Right.
go back and forth, do all this in your face. I can do all of that.
This is the most official cast.
But
though.
what is it going to do for me? What is it going to do for all those little girls out there that's a part of my EGO Put
That's
network,
real.
Partners Uplifting Our Daughters, when they see me cursing you out because I don't like that you spoke to me nasty?
Right.
Excuse me?
I always say that. Don't let people take you out of your character of who you are. 'Cause
And I
that's
can't
the real loss.
control what you do to me,
Right.
but I can control how I respond to you. And those things, I can't sleep at night. If there has been some things that took, like that whole baby mama season, there was so many things that took me out of my character because I really can't play too much when it comes to kids and my man. Those things be like, just touchy for me.
I get you.
So
Which
I
they
get a
know.
little different. The Grant Projects comes out of me. So it's just like, but every night I laid down and I would be like, hurt not by them, hurt by me. Like, this is not who I am.
You feel like you was compromising yourself?
I felt like I was doing too much. I felt like I just wanted to, off camera, call them and be like, can we just get along? Can we just bring the kids back together? Can we, like, but because it was TV and because I felt like, oh, you're going to record my conversation or you're going to post this on Instagram.
True,
I'm like, I'm
true.
not calling you.
True.
Right.
I get
And
it.
then I got to go on TV and I got to act like I hate you. I got it because this is like, when you come in a set, you know, everyone goes through like a prep. Like, okay, we prepping, whatever.
Right. This is what's going to happen. This person's about to come and sit down with you.
Right, and I'm like, so I'm already on guard, like, what they done told you. And they might be like, you know, in our last scene, this one said this about you.
And now you're mad.
So
because,
I'm mad. And I walk in mad. I'm like, well, I don't even know what they done told you, but I'm like ready for war. Like, what's happening today?
Like, they'll show a video like, she was on social media and look at this interview and she said this about you. Okay, so now you're going to go in there and talk to her about what she said in this interview. And you be mad.
And I'm walking in like knowing the night before, I'm just on the phone with my husband like, I just want to get along. I don't want to beef. I don't want to fight. I don't want to have a problem with these girls. I never had a problem. Why on TV I got to have a problem? But then I get in there and they're like, oh, well, she put this post up about you. Or do you think this sublime was about you? And I'm like, oh, you want to play with me? All right. Forgot what I was going through last night. Forgot the fact that I prayed over this. And now the devil's in me.
And then you be thinking, I don't want to look soft either because they're going to come
oh,
hard.
no. But this season here, my new ish is I'm sitting there looking at you real dumb in the face. You clapping, you doing.
Okay.
Because you know what I got to think about now? I got a 16-year-old
Infinity.
that watches this
Yep.
show. And she's a fighter.
That was dope, by the way. That was dope that you adopted
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, let's get into the dopeness now for a second and talk about this because I damn near cried when I seen you do that first post, you know, with your adopted daughter.
Well, I didn't adopt her yet. It's a process.
But you're working on it.
I'm working on it. Right now, I'm in the process of becoming a foster mom. So there's like classes I'm taking and court once a month. They come to my house every month.
I would think the way you're perceived on Love and Hip Hop could affect that.
Possibly, but I'm not perceived in a negative light at all.
The way the show is perceived.
The way so far that hasn't come up, thank God. It hasn't come up, but that's what's in my mind now. Like this whole season, I started this season with at the time when we first started shooting, I got a deal with ACS, so I have foster girls that come to my EGL PUT workshop. PUT stands for Partners Uplifting Our Daughters. And I was doing
Everything
a course.
Girls Love, EGL.
Everything Girls Love, yeah. So I was doing a course with these girls, and I'm talking to them about social responsibility. I'm talking to them about controlling their anger, having a temperament that wants to be positive. So I'm doing that on the weekends. I'm doing that on the weekends, and then I'm walking into a scene, and somebody's like, because B, and you this, and you a fraud, and you fake, and you this. And I'm like, please don't let the Grant come out of me. Please don't. Just chill. Just chill. And I think in one of the scenes I saw in one of the clips, because they show like little clips here and there, you just got that dumb face. I'm like, yeah, because if I don't have this dumb face, you might get a dumb fist. So it's like, but I got so much more that I want to do, so much more that I owe these people. And that's the kind of thing I got to think about constantly. Like, I can't.
Once you film, you can't take it back
You
either.
cannot take it back.
It's out there.
Yep. So it's a constant thing. And now this is not something I'm doing. These girls that I see on the weekends for 8 weeks and then they go home. This is in my house. This is every day. She comes home every day. Ma, I read this on social media, or I saw this, or what's going on with this? And, you know, she even asked me about Kim, and she's like, oh, we got a problem? I'm like, you don't have no problem. You don't have no problem. You haven't met. That's your auntie. You don't know it yet. Don't look at none of this TV stuff and think that that's who she is.
But you got to think, to her, you saved her life, so she gonna catch a bullet for you if she got to.
No,
Well,
I don't want her catching no bullets.
Not to have to do that. Now, you also seem to be a little strict with her, and you went to social media for some advice.
I am.
Why you won't let her get the weave?
16 years old.
And the crazy thing is, I got a weave today, but
That's longer than 22 inches, ain't it?
I've been doing the natural thing, hard body, because I can't preach how beautiful you are and how beautiful your natural hair is and all this when I'm doing this every day.
Right.
So I've been shooting every single day.
Protective.
I'm shooting a cooking show as well. So it's been a lot. And my regular hair with the pulling and this is too much. But I am officially a natural girl, and I'm showing how beautiful my natural hair is only for her. Because I'll throw on a wig so quick and it's so easy. But yeah, I don't want her to be grown. That's just it.
To be grown.
I don't want her to be grown.
But she's 16, ain't nothing wrong with a
When she
little
turned
weave.
17.
You could let her get her eyebrows done.
But I feel like eyebrows arching and then makeup is next and long hair,
She's
long
16,
nails.
Yandy.
When did she turn 17? This year or next year?
No, next year.
Next year, yeah.
She's a baby.
When you start wearing makeup?
When I started loving hip hop, not a second before that.
Really?
Not in college, not ever.
Wow.
She
I was-
said
It's a
she didn't
different
used to do
time,
her
though. It's a
makeup.
different
Yeah,
time.
I never
now.
did makeup and hair. I know it's a different time, but you have your whole life to be grown. You
But
have
you
your
should
whole.
play
And let me
ball
tell you
or
something else. Weaves are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
I got a hairline.
You got
I
it?
charge $200 a bundle.
Hey.
But
She ain't got that.
But Yandy, you
What?
can let her be an ambassador for your hairline. And
I
then
can, but somebody got to do it. And my hairstylist Brian is expensive. He gonna charge her $350 to put that weave in.
He's gonna charge you $350.
Exactly.
Why you never wore makeup? Because you never known you had to fight?
What?
I'm just-
I never wore makeup because I'm cute. I didn't need it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know
okay.
what? And it is a newer thing because I never used
Yeah,
to wear
back
makeup
then,
till we
nobody
started
wore
coming up
makeup.
here for Revolt every day.
I was
and
gonna
they
say
had
college. The
makeup for
girls
me.
didn't wear
I
makeup,
didn't
but you
wear
didn't
No,
go
makeup.
to
don't say the girls. You said at first you was like, that back in the day, none of us wore makeup.
No, I didn't say none
That's
of
what
us.
you
I
said.
said nobody wore makeup. He tried to make. See, I
That's
tried to make
when he
stuff.
started wearing makeup.
Huh?
That's what
You
he
don't wear
said.
makeup. I mean, there's no wear
Charlamagne
makeup.
wears makeup.
No,
but
I don't. This is all Dr. Natasha Sandy. This is good dermatology. Nice
Rats, I meant to
chemical
bring you some
pills.
Juelz skincare.
What's that?
It's my skincare line. It's all natural, plant-based skincare line. I had an amazing Black Friday. Thank you to all that supported.
Congratulations. No disrespect. I
you.
only use Dr. Natasha Sandy's products. I'm loyal.
I'm gonna
I
bring
use
you
it.
some.
I
I
love
want
all
you to
natural
try.
skincare
It's
products.
amazing. I promise you. You too. And I want you to get some for the wifey. Yes, I'm gonna bring you guys some. It's amazing.
So you're not going to bring Infinity on the show, safe to say?
No, Infinity?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I begged her. She's like, no, I want to be an advocate for girls like me. She's doing a PSA right now. Tiffany Haddish, if you're listening, she wants you so bad on her PSA.
Oh, because
Look that
foster
way.
care.
Look that way.
What?
You can ask him. That's
Tiffany Haddish, if you're listening, yeah, foster care. So she wanted to do this big commercial, and we had a conversation, and I told her, even the day we were shooting, it was a situation that happened the first day, and I was like, this is not for you. I said, I don't want you having to deal with public opinion and social media. And she's like, well, how else am I going to be an advocate for girls like me if no one knows my story? Even when we walked out of the courtroom that day, and she was like, I'm going to post this on my page. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, can you repost it? Because she's like, I want to start this conversation. She's so intelligent.
That's dope.
And everything about her is, You know, she was an advocate for herself in court as to why she wanted to be in my house. She represented herself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like that's definitely a conversation Tiffany started though. Like just repping for the foster kids.
Yeah. And she wants to work. She even wanted to do. She has a blog. It's called From Yandy to Infinity that she created. And I'm telling her, like, girl, some things need to be private. Although you guys see me on a reality show, there's so much of my life that's private that I just don't put out there.
That's the credit card people calling you.
No, that's not.
That's a 1-800 number. That's the credit.
You didn't pay your bill.
1-800 number at 10 in the morning. That's the credit
They
card
just
people.
repoed the car.
No, it's not.
That's a bill collector. That's guaranteed. That's a bill collector.
It is not. But you know, she feels like I want girls to know that there's hope.
Right.
I want girls to know that this is not the end all be all. And I had to explain to her, like, there are cruel people out there in the world, and there's gonna be somebody that's gonna hate your hair, hate the fact that you have adolescent acne, hate that your clothes are like
Saying
this.
that it's a publicity stunt.
Saying, oh, when I say that hurts me to my core, when people say that, like, because it's so disrespectful. I'm going to bring a person into my house with my babies. My children are not teenagers. My children are babies.
So cute.
I'm going to put them in danger because I want a publicity stunt.
Right.
This is not something that stops when the cameras stop. 5 a.m. in the morning on Mondays, I take her to school. I go to Brooklyn. I have the ACS on my back. Just thinking about it makes me emotional because she has to see these comments. She has to read them. And I never want her to feel like I'm doing this
I don't want to give you
That's hard.
That's hard.
for a publicity or because of a storyline. I make so much money outside of Love and Hip Hop. I don't need a storyline. And that's why I'm boring. That's why I don't fight. That's why I don't go and do all this extra stuff.
But what you're doing is amazing, and it's going to encourage people to do the same
Before you
thing.
cut your eyebrows.
And that's what you want. You know, you want to encourage people to do what you're doing and help, you know?
But you know, in the position that you're in, nobody thinks that anything you do is genuine. That's just what any of us.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I get it, and
If
that
you
stuff
marching
doesn't
with
bother
Tamika,
me.
they're
She's
like,
just concerned
she's a
about
publicity stunt.
infinity.
But that stuff, but you
Yandy
know,
can
that stuff
handle it. It's
doesn't
infinity.
bother me. I don't care. You can say all that stuff. Me marching with Tamika Mallory.
Salute to
when
Tamika.
I gave y'all $5,000 last year, oh, that was whatever. She just wanted a tax write-off. I heard even when I gave money,
So what?
She just wanted a tax write-off. It's like, dag, but that's not why I do the things I do. But this little girl has to read this.
I feel
We called you this year. You ain't answer the phone, though.
Y'all call
You
me.
did not
Messing
call
with you, messing
Yandy.
with you.
I'm like, what?
She sent her the voicemail just like
Before
she
we
did.
go any further, get that booger left.
Oh,
natural.
damn it.
I'm
He's
fucking with you,
lying.
ain't
He's
no
lying.
booger.
He does it all the time.
How's man DC doing? How's he
Oh
doing?
gosh, he's good. He's crazy. He's crazy. He was mad at me the other day because I posted a picture. He felt like I had too much shoulder showing.
What? You got nice shoulders.
So that's the type
You
of
need
stuff.
something to beef about, though. You know, you need something to beef
No.
about.
I want you to
know he's
Cover that
watching.
shoulder up.
That's the type of stuff like I got problems with.
Did he
Like,
hang up on
come
you,
on
though?
now.
Did he hang up
Nah,
on-
he don't know. We passed that. I don't hang up on him. He don't hang up on me.
How much
We
time
got
you got?
past that. He'll be home next year.
Oh, all right. Word.
I
So
know you excited.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't have any. How long have you been down? It seemed like-
Collectively, it's been almost 5 years,
Wow.
but that's between
Damn, it's
both
been that long?
times.
Time
Yeah,
flies.
because my daughter, he left when Skylar was turning 1. Skylar will be 4 in a few weeks, and then the first time it was 18 months. Yeah, but you know, it's a drop in the bucket to a lifetime you got to spend together. You know, so
What was the rules when he's locked up? Did you have permission to step out?
hell no, step
Yeah.
out. I
You
love
just
my
mad about a
life.
damn shoulder.
What?
No, but I'm just
No.
saying, like a lot of times, like a lot of guys don't like for their people to do their bid with them.
But
You
the
know what I'm
crazy thing is, going in, he said he was like, "You don't have to do this." He was like, just date, just do. And I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's a test.
Yeah, that was a test, child. Please,
Come on now.
please,
All right, babe.
please.
That's definitely
I
a
swear
test.
he got private investigators and everything. I'd be like, I know that car that was following me. I know that's you. Please, y'all see that big dude out there, Hal? That ain't really my security. That's his best friend,
Right.
and he's on salary from him to be where everywhere I go, he there.
And plus, his mom is not playing that either.
Oh no, she be everywhere too. Please, she pop up. No call, no like, hey, I'm here to see my grandkids.
I smell any cologne. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, you know, family is family, and I'm excited about this new part of my family. Infinity is amazing, and you know, I just really want the best for her. We met each other like 3 years ago. Yeah, she was in 7th grade. She's in 10th grade now, and she was just a part of my mentorship program, and built a relationship. And you know, we sent her to Black Girls Rock this year. Then after Black Girls Rock, just things started to crumble in her life. And I put up a post today because I saw it, it said the suicide rate with girls between the ages of 5 and 11 are at an all-time high for African American girls. I'm like, 5 to 11, you don't even know what pain is. You shouldn't.
But they feel that pain. They feel that pain through social media.
Social media,
they
man.
Feel that pain.
Really, and it's not just social media. There's so much going on with our girls, and we just are not protecting them. We're not taking care of them.
Right.
And I feel like as a community, like, y'all gotta be careful, man. I done flipped on so many people saying smart things about, my situation with Infinity, or saying smart things. Oh, she's just looking for attention, and I see she came to your house because she just want to live the rich and the life. Y'all don't know her story.
Right.
What made you
Y'all
want to
don't
adopt?
know.
Like, that's a big step, especially being that you
And
already
of
got
all
younger
the
kids.
young girls that you mentor, Infinity was the one. That
Well,
you felt
Infinity,
like
she just stood out. When she came to our EGO put this year, last year, she came to one of our events, and we didn't even, the crazy thing is, I didn't even know Infinity was a foster child. She came, and I had all ACS girls that were a part of ACS. ACS is the foster care company in the city. I had all these girls there, and she, going through her own hell, she was a light that was just such an inspiration to these girls. And that's when I found out that she was in the foster system herself. And I'm like, why you never told me? I never knew this. And she was like, she's a straight A student, star basketball player, team captain. I never knew the things that were going on in her life. And one day she called me after Black Girls Rock Camp, and I was like, nah, I'm coming to get you right now. I'm coming to get you. And I thought that was like a Thursday or Friday, and I was like, she stay for the weekend, stay for a day till we figure out, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna talk to your foster parent, I'm gonna talk to your lawyer or your mom, just figure things out for you, help you try to figure it out. And one day turned into 3 days, turned into 5, then a week, 2 weeks. And I was like, wait. I got a call from someone that told me, listen, this is illegal.
So you halfway kidnapped her legally.
That's exactly. No, that's exactly. They said I'm harboring a minor.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I was like, and it was like, she needs to leave your house today, or you're gonna risk Amir and Scott. They're like, when they looked up her name, they was like, she is, what did they call it? AWOL. They said she's AWOL in the system, and they're like, that meant a cop probably went out and they're looking for her. She's probably a missing person right now. I was like, what? And they was like, she gotta go. You gotta bring her to there's a group home here, or you could bring her to this foster. And I had the conversation with her, and I was like, I gotta figure this out, but I cannot. I said, I'm all my children have right now. So I'm like, Lord, that was the most emotional, draining conversation I've ever had, because I had to stare her in her face.
And tell her that she got to leave, or that you got to take her to some place that she doesn't want to go.
And that girl telling me, you giving up on me like everybody else. And I was like, oh no, I can't. I got to figure this out. And then her lawyer gave us an emergency court date. And that was the day that you guys seen us walking out, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I never wanted to be a foster mom. This is not what I planned on. And I just thought that this was my mentor. It was summertime, so I'm like, she's staying at my house, my mentee rather. And so I went to court. They're like, listen, these are your options. You have to bring her back. You can make her a resident. You can be a visiting resident for her up to 30 days. And then in that process, you can become a foster mother. Where you have to take these classes. You have to get your home approved. So I was like, I'm not going to send her back if she doesn't feel good. So I'm going through the process. Right now, I am a visiting residential house for her. But they're allowing her to stay with me.
At age 17, can she make her own decisions at age 17, and not at all either? 18?
No, I'm learning this as I go along.
I don't know, I'm just asking.
I had a meeting last week with the ACS people, and I was like, what? The whole time I'm like, really? I got to do what? They have to do what? They got to come, as long as I'm a foster mom, they got to come to my house unannounced. They could just show up, which is okay, but it's just like,
It's amazing to me, after they do the background checks and they see that somebody is able to care for a child, they still make it so difficult.
My gosh.
Like, why wouldn't they? Wouldn't
this
they
is
want
so
that?
difficult. And I'm just like, you guys see that I have no history with children. I really don't mind you coming to my house
But they
whenever
got to
you
do
need
that,
to.
though. They got to
But
do
it's
that.
like,
But once you do the background check and you see they're stable and straight,
But let me
it should
tell
be
you
cool.
something. Any little thing, a paperwork glitch, a wrong name, she can be taken out my house and moved. So it's like every day, it's like she's living in fear. And that's not even healthy for a child's
No, you're right.
development.
But for every
Her
million
anxiety
people that do
probably
good, there's that one person that has a bad intention. And they got to make sure that that one person does not hurt a child. So I understand why they
But-
go over and beyond. And you hear these cases all the time, and people be like, well, how come nobody knew? How come nobody
But
went
it's
to the
funny
house?
you
But,
say
know,
that because even with the 1 month visit, when there is no structure and there's no relationship with these girls, you really don't know what's going on in that house.
That's true.
And it's more than just coming doing a home visit for an hour. Who are you? Who are these young girls talking to? Who's an outlet so they can tell the truth about what's happening when the lights cut off? Because so many of us don't know. We don't know those stories. We think, oh, she's out of, the home where it was pain. Now she's in a foster care. But a lot of times these foster homes, it's not just one child.
Right, there's other
It's one
children
child.
there.
It's a money factory where these people are getting money and they put all these children with all this trauma
There's-
in a household together. And you think that there's not going to be trauma within that house? So it's like, it's a system that needs a lot of work. And she's the person. And again, like, I will never tell her story if she doesn't tell it. She wants to be that advocate in a household where it's just like, yeah, just because I'm in foster care doesn't mean I'm safe.
Right.
And I applaud
Shed
that.
some light on a broken system and let them know what can be improved on from somebody who's lived and is living through it.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Exactly.
We appreciate it. See, you need to come more often, not
I
just when Love and
do.
Hip Hop
I
comes
know.
on.
She got a lot
I
going
do.
on.
Not
I
just when
do.
you in China.
I'm here, I'm back. But wait, really quickly before I go, I
Yes.
want to talk about what EGL Put is doing. We have joined forces with an amazing company called Outliers, and this is how we are able to fund our workshops and also grow our EGL Put Partners Uplifting Our Daughters movement. They've partnered with us, and we're doing a really cool sweepstakes. Well, I don't know if they call it sweepstakes or a contest, but for every person that donates, I think it's $10 for the sweepstakes. You win a chance to go to Hawaii with myself, some other music industry executives and entertainment executives to learn how to build an enterprise, to learn how to build your empire. All expenses paid, and a portion, I think it's like 90% of that goes to, of course, the trip, and then also to EGO Pud. So this is how we are able to do these workshops with our ACS girls. This is how I'm able. I did a huge teen summit in the Bronx where teens came. It was free. It was full. It was amazing. Remy came and stopped by. Some other artists came and stopped by. But I can't do it all on my own.
Give them the website so they can get all the information.
Yes, you guys can go to follow EGL Pud. Go to everythinggirlslove.com for more information. But there's a link that's going to be in my bio on Instagram. You'll see me post about it. Please support. It's $10. You can win a trip to Hawaii, and you can also help this amazing organization that can save these girls' lives.
All right.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Yandy.
Yandy.
Thank
Word,
you guys for
Yandy.
having me. I'm so mad y'all made me cry up here.
We
Don't
love
you
it.
cry.
don't be
Stop it.
asking questions
We
about things that
appreciate it.
matter to me.
My
We are
goodness.
so
Thank
happy
you
to have
guys.
those tears.
I appreciate
All
you
right.
guys.
It's the
Whatever.
Breakfast Club. It's
Thank you.
Yandy.